Hola, buenas y bienvenido. Bienvenido a la segunda sesión de verbos españoles. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the second session of explaining and understanding Spanish verbs. As I said, we're going to be working through it steadily to give you the absolute basis for being able to ask people their things in Spanish and understand what they're saying. It's all part of the same process. So, understanding Spanish verbs, session 2. If you haven't seen session 1, that was the foundation session. So please watch session 1 first, understanding Spanish verbs. And then we can come to this one and carry on from here, okay? So, we finished on session 1 by referring to regular and irregular Spanish verbs. And we focused on regular in the last one. And just to remind you, we had 3 basic endings of Spanish verbs. AR, ER and IR. And we talked about taking the stem, for instance, with cantar, the stem is cant, to sing, cant, and we added the endings. That's all in session 1, which is now up online. Okay? We did the same with ER verbs and we did the same with IR verbs. So I wanted just to get you to start thinking about the fact that Spanish, like English, is not mathematical. There is a lot of system here that works and that works well. But we have a mixture of regular and irregular. The regular verbs, you find the stem and you then add the ending. AR, ER, IR. What I wanted to do also was introduce you now to 2 extremely important verbs. You may already know them, that's fine. Keep watching to make sure you really understand them. Those both mean to be. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not maths. Well, how on earth does that work? And are they both regular? Are they both irregular? What does irregular look like? Etc, etc. Okay, so, to be. The most common way and the way we often use is to be is estar. That's the infinitive, the to be, estar. So, that looks quite sort of familiar. Remember cantar? Pretty much the same. So, all we need to do is find the stem. There's the stem, est. We're working in the present tense with all of this, as we were last time. We'll stay in the present tense until I tell you, and then we'll go forward. Est plus, can you remember the endings for cantar? Okay, these are virtually the same. So we start off with hoy, as, a, amos, ais, and an. The only slight difference is that it's not canto, it's because it's a different word, it's not maths, it's an oi, and that's very common. As common as just an O on the I, that's I, you singular, he or she, or it, we, you plural, and they. Okay? So, estar, if we put that with that means I am. That means you are, estás? You want to make a question? Yeah, dead simple. ¿Estás libre? Are you free? That's it. Remember, you have to learn these because they're not going to use pronouns, and we're coming to those in the future. Está, he or she, we, you all, they. Okay. So, what the heck's the other one then? Well, the other one is just as important. Actually used proportionately less frequently, but just as important. So the other one is soy. Pardon. Think ahead. The other one is ser. To be. Just the same. Now then, if that was regular, we could say, well, take that off, and the I am would have to be, so or soy. Okay, that's not too bad. After that it would be ses. Just starts not to work. So just accept that there are many, many verbs that are irregular. And unfortunately with those you have to learn more about them. And ser is a good way because we have to distinguish between when you use estar and when you use ser. But that's a good indication of the difference. And so to use ser, we have soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. See what I mean about irregular? You just have to accept that there are verbs in Spanish which don't absolutely conform at all to the regular AR, ER, IR verbs. Okay? So, that means I am, you singular, he or she or it is, we are, you all, you plural are, and they are. Notice the endings though are very similar in terms of listening. As I said in the first session, whenever you hear a verb, an amos or an imos or an homos notice it's there again, homos. Those are triggers which gradually will help you to actually understand when a Spaniard speaks to you. Gradually you start to understand what they're saying better. So that's really important. So when do you use one and when do you use the other? It's pretty simple, but it's not maths. Let's start off with ser. The best possible way for you to think about it basically is, when we're talking about somebody or something or some people are, do we mean permanently or at the moment? That's a really good way to start. Soy inglés. Yeah? I'm English. I'm not going to suddenly start being Spanish. Half the time I feel more Spanish than English now, but I'm not going to start being German. Soy alemán. No. So, there's a clue straight away. That's a really good way to do it. Let's write them down. Soy, eres, es, somos, for some more examples. Sois and son. He's a doctor. Now, maybe your mind's suddenly starting saying, but, he could actually lose his license. That's just ridiculous. Please don't start to look at, if you're a perfectionist, learning language is very difficult. So I'm just play acting a little bit just to get you to think about it. These are really, really good guidelines. So you want to say he's a doctor? How do you do it? I, you, he or she, oh. Es médico. Es médico. My eldest son's a doctor. Mi hijo mayor es médico. My eldest son's a doctor. It's not really going to change, it's permanent. And certainly, anyway, professions are use ser. The permanent is an are. Okay? There's lots and lots of other examples in terms of things that you could use it with. Oh, mira este chico. Es alto. Mira. Any idea what mira means? Think of it in your mind. It's spelt like that. The exclamation mark means that it's an imperative. Much later on we'll do those. That means do it. Stop is an imperative. Mira. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Mira, mira, on the wall. Exactly. What it means is, look, mira, mira. Yeah. So from that point of view, I said, mira este chico. Look at this guy. Es muy alto. Es muy alto. Es muy alto. He is very tall. Okay? He's not suddenly going to get short. He isn't just tall today, he's tall. So it becomes common sense. So it's important you think about, so that you, when you're listening, you understand that it helps you to understand the subject and the context. If I was a Spaniard and I didn't know you and I said, oops, ¿de dónde eres? Can you remember eres? It's got an es at the end, so it's likely to be, yes, second person singular. You singular. De is of. Donde is where. So I'm saying to you, ¿de dónde eres? Of where you are permanently. Yeah? In other words, where were you born? Because it's permanent. Soy español. Yo nací en Madrid. Yo nací en Madrid. Soy español, yo nací en Madrid. That bit doesn't matter. I'm Spanish. I was born in Madrid. So, see that there, you can't come from somewhere twice. You can't come from two different places. You can say, I've lived here and there, yeah? Well, what's the other one then? Well, let's just carry that little idea on a bit, just to give you an easy way. Say you were born in my middle son's children, one was born in Abu Dhabi, and the other one was born in England. Okay? He could say the one that was born in Abu Dhabi es de Abu Dhabi. Oh, it's still there. No. Ahora It's just, notice how I say it, one of Spain's most common words. Ahora. Ahora. Not ahora. Yeah? H is silent. Ahora. Now. Está. En Inglaterra. See? Okay? Born in Abu Dhabi, we're using the permanent S. He is. Yeah? From Abu Dhabi. But ahora está en Inglaterra. So the estar simply is everything else other than what I've told you. So the most common way to say is estar. If you're in any doubt at all, just use estar. It doesn't really matter. The reason it matters in these sessions is because you'll understand what somebody's saying better to you. Just get it into your head that, yeah. If you want to say, where's it? Let's say you go into town and you want to find the supermarket. Perdona, ¿en dónde está el supermercado? Hold on a minute. The supermarket doesn't move. That just means that it's not maths. It's very odd, but the location of things like supermarkets, etc., they use estar. So it's not perfect. But just use estar anyway. Ser is definitely for things that are permanent, like where you were born, what you do, your profession, and also they use it a lot for possessions. Whose is this? It's mine. Es el mío. But if you say, and I still do sometimes, oh, este es el mío, nobody's going to bother. But you need to understand that there are irregular verbs and regular verbs. And I've used estar and ser and hopefully help you to get that more fixed in your mind. Estar is a regular verb, to be, is, and ser is an irregular verb, which also means to be or is, but more permanently. Hopefully it helps you, and we'll carry on with that process the next time.